Hi, family. Up here with the big dog, James Jones. We got to break this one down, James. My favorite matchup, Niners, Lions, in large part because this one will be closer than many suspect. I get it. The spread is 7 points. It's on Fox on Sunday, but I think it's going to be closer than this one. Let's break down who has the edge at every pivotal position, coaching included. Start with the head coach. You got Dan Quinn. You got You got Dan Campbell. You got Kyle Shanahan. Dan Campbell's had a great year.
Yes, he has.
But who got the edge, big dog?
Yes, he has. 1991, right, was the last time they won a playoff game. And my dog, Dan Campbell, has these boys rolling. But Jared Goff, traded, has him rolling. So listen here, man. I am going with Kyle Shanahan as the coach. In this one, he at home. We know what he brings, man. We know what he brings. I'm going with Kyle Shanahan.
No doubt. Shout out to Dan Campbell, but that's cool and all. Right now, Kyle Shanahan has his team playing at a very high level for the last 3, 4, 5 years plus. What Dan Campbell has been doing is great, but Kyle Shanahan been there, done that. He's seen that movie. He's been in the NFC Championship game before. Cut 2. This is the most polarizing one, James Jones.
I'll sit down with you.
Sit down with me, big dog. Who you got for the quarterback? Who got the edge?
I ain't gonna play with you. Jared Goff has the edge in this one right here. Jared Goff over his last 6 games. You're talking 12 touchdowns, 2 picks. You're talking 4,600 passing yards. He has this thing going. Kind of the same thing Brock Purdy is doing. Well-oiled machine. He's just doing it at a little bit higher level. I'm taking Jared Goff in this one. He does have a tougher challenge because that Niners defense, but I am taking Jared Goff.
It's interesting how you define higher level. It's just interesting.
12 touchdowns, 2 picks, 4,600 yards, 32 touchdown passes. He's balling.
Because Brock Purdy was the one in the MVP conversation.
Yes, he was.
Brock Purdy was the one who was leading the league in touchdowns. Brock Purdy was the one who had his team at a higher level. Also. I'm going with Brock Purdy, James.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Okay, from the micro to the macro, let's talk offense. Both these quarterbacks commanding their offense. Who's got the edge?
See, now this one here, this one was tough. You know, I know it's the Debo Samuels and it's the George Kittles and it's the Brandon Ayuks and it's all of that over there. It's the Christian McCaffreys, it's the Trent Williams. But offensively, the Detroit Lions have been cooking. And I'm taking Jared Goff and this Detroit Lions offense in this matchup. They really physical. You got 2 really good running backs, 1,100 plus scrimmage yards. They coming downhill at you, and Gibbs catches the ball really, really well at the backfield. Offensive line, really, really physical. Might be the best offensive line in football. I'm taking this Detroit Lions offense.
Incredibly well said. I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking the Lions offense in large part because Debo Samuel, he's out. He did not practice today. What that means is Kyle Shanahan is going to lose one of his all-pro caliber talents. Now, many watch the game and ask themselves, why in the world did Jawan Jennings take a handoff? I don't know if y'all remember that play. Like the 4th-string wide receiver, Jawan Jennings, took a handoff out the backfield. Well, the reason is he is the backup at Debo's position. So when Debo goes out the game, if you want to call that play, you have to run it with Jennings. That's not nearly as potent. With that being said, the Lions offense is healthier, and the Lions offense is just as good right now. Defense, where you at?
Niners. This one ain't close. This one ain't close. It really don't.
Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll.
Fred Warner and them boys, I mean, this here is not close.
I'm with them. We're going to make this one quick. Niners defense. Let's cut straight to the X factor. This is a player that will likely be the difference in the game one way or the other. Who you got?
We all know it's a copycat league, right? So when the Detroit Lions turn on the tape, especially on offense, watching that Niners defense, they see Aaron Jones. They see Aaron Jones getting 5 yards. They see Aaron Jones with 50-yard runs. Jahmyr Gibbs. He is the X factor because Jahmyr Gibbs, to me, he might be a better Aaron Jones. Explosive. The first guy never gets him. Coming downhill, running behind an offensive line that is better than the Green Bay Packers offensive line. But Jahmyr Gibbs is an X factor strictly because he can catch that rock out the backfield too, and you can get him matched up on them linebackers tough tackle.
I like that one a lot. I am going with Ambry Thomas. Ambry Thomas is not Demo Lador. He is not Ward.
And we know who
he is. The other cornerback. The Lions are attacking him all day. They coming at that dude. If Ambry Thomas plays like he played last week, it's a wrap. Like, truth be told, I don't think the Niners win that game if they attack him and they win. It's got to be him making the difference. Like, just let's
hold up. I got to get a selfie for this. He just said, I know who he is and I know how he plays. So you cannot lie. Bang. He just said that. We're going to find out.
But, Shady, you got to hear me. He's the X factor because he will be the reason in my mind that the Lions lose a game.
Okay.
Yeah, if the Lions win the game, rather. Because P.I., first drive last game. Niners did their job.
Yeah.
Niners was off the field.
Yeah.
P.I., later in the game, gets beat. He has to step up. Ambry Thomas, I'm trusting you. I'm believing in you. I know Warner, Bosa, Greenlaw, they doing the same thing.
Good receivers out there to cover, too.
I mean, the outfit look good, though. The outfit look good. The outfit was fire, though.
Oh, we talked about all of these positions, X factor, defense, offense, head coach. But, Joy, let's focus in on the quarterback. Jared Goff, Brock Purdy. Who are you more confident in?
Jared Goff. What do we look at when we talk about postseason games? We talk about experience, right?
That's a big one.
Jared Goff has more experience in the postseason and in the NFL in general. He has a better resume than Brock Purdy in the postseason. His numbers are better than Brock Purdy through the season, through the regular season and through the postseason. I'm making it up. I'm just reading the numbers. I'm not giving my opinion yet. He has a longer resume. He's gone further in the playoffs. He's done it with different teams, and his numbers are better.
You should be talking to us three should be talking to him.
I'm talking to America. I'm just giving facts. I haven't even given my opinion yet. Those are just the facts. That's usually where we pull our opinions from, generally, is the facts. The facts are Jared Goff has all those things going for him. And that's really what matters to me when we're talking about comparing these two positions. Now, we're talking about teams, as we just broke down. A lot of things can go a lot of different ways. Jared Goff is not playing against Brock Purdy. This is not a skills competition. Jared Goff is playing against the 49ers defense. Brock Purdy is playing against the Detroit Lions defense. Now, when we talk about quarterback versus quarterback, we don't like to add that nuance. It's very boring for television. Obviously, we boiled it down to quarterback versus quarterback, so that's what we're going to do. And since we are doing that, I have to go with Jared Goff. That's just what it is for me. That doesn't mean that Brock Purdy is bad at football. He is still a really good player who has had a tremendous season, and it's perfectly reasonable to have confidence in him in this game. He's played in big games. He's had big-time performances. I think he will play in this game this weekend. Well, in this game this weekend, but I'm giving the edge to Jared Goff.
I like that. I feel the same way. 3-0, huh? 3-0? 1, 2, 3, and I'm going with Jared Goff. I mean, you just talked about it, that he has way more experience. I look at, if I'm comparing these quarterbacks, like one guy's going into his second year for real, right? Not even a full second year.
Yeah.
So I got to go with Jared Goff. He's actually been there. Like, I know what the Super Bowl looks like. I know what the NFC Championship looks like. Brock Purdy didn't finish the game. Like, we got to finish that, though. Like, he didn't even, he was there. Like, he was present. He tapped out. They're like, Brock, what's wrong? It's one of my shoulders. Which one? It's both. He didn't finish the game. So I can't, like, ignore that. That did happen, right? And then I look at Jared Goff also as, like, the way he's played. He looked pretty good this last couple of games. Where I look at Brock Purdy, and I always thought that Brock was a good quarterback no matter what the system was, right? People like to say, is he a game manager? Whatever it may be, and his system, he plays well. But I cannot ignore what he did last game, though. Even though that last drive he did win the game, but the whole game before that, or the 3 quarters before that, he didn't look good. There's a lot of drop picks from the Packers. So I got to go with Jared Goff. Now, that doesn't mean that the Lions will win the game, but if you ask me who I trust more than a quarterback, I got to go with Jared Goff.
Brock Purdy.
I know.
We knew that.
Of course. Surprise.
I mean, you don't care about the stats. You don't care about the facts.
No, what stats?
Which one do you want?
Well, it's just convenient because through the regular season, Brock Purdy had more touchdowns.
Regular season.
And he had fewer interceptions.
We're playing in the regular season right now?
Wait, what you said the regular season?
We in the NFC Championship.
We are in the postseason. Right. So does Jared Goff have more stats? Has Jared Goff played more games? Yes and yes. So I don't have the stats.
Okay.
So Jared Goff played more games.
No,
Brock Purdy had a bye.
I know, but when you say,
of course Jared Goff has more
like
touchdowns.
The regular, that's... This ain't no regular.
Off like 200 yards if you want. Just throw them away.
We talking about
way more.
They always say in the playoffs, the air for the margin for error is so small. Like, everything gets smaller and smaller. So I mean, regular season's cool. Cool.
But let me not get distracted. Really, for me, it's Brock Purdy. I'll start like this. Brock Purdy has started 25 games. 25 games. He outplays the opposing quarterback 21 of the 25 times. Now, look at the 24 games that he started and finished. These are Brock Purdy's numbers on the left, the opposing quarterback on the right. 250 passing yards, 230. 46 touchdowns, 13 touchdowns. I was still reading that graphic, so not exactly sure why they moved. 446 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 31 touchdowns, 33 interceptions. Passer rating, it's obvious. Now, don't even go to the other graphic because now I'm distracted. Now let me focus on really why I'm going with Brock Purdy is because he only has to be the best quarterback on the field he's playing on. Did Goff play better than Brock Purdy last week? Yes. But Brock Purdy didn't have to be better than Jared Goff last week. What I love about sports is you only got to be better than the person you're competing against that day. Yeah. Brock Purdy does not get outplayed 3 times in 24 eligible games. 3 times has he been outplayed. Do I think Goff is going to outplay him? No, he don't get outplayed. He's been outplayed 3 times. I'm banking on the math. I'm banking on the numbers. I think Goff's a good player. I think Purdy's a good player. Purdy just doesn't get outplayed. And when Purdy steps on the field, he is usually, and by usually, often, and by often I mean all but 3 times, better than the opposing quarterback.
You know, I promise you, world, I'm not a hater. But when I hear stuff like that, it makes me want to turn into a hater. Because
stuff like what? Specify.
I'm about to.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I'm about to.
Embrace it.
Because we can sit here and say Lamar Jackson all seasons never got outplayed because he has a big-time defense, and the other quarterback is going against that big-time defense. The Niners have a really good defense, arguably the best defense in football. I mean, I know people could go with numbers and all that and say the ball, but arguably the best defense in football with what they have over there, and that's what these opposing quarterbacks are going up against. And I think with those numbers, even when he plays bad, the Niners' defense plays well. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So the other quarterback has it harder than Brock Purdy has because they're going up against that defense. That's why when Brock Purdy went up against a really good defense, he threw 4 of them things.
Sure.
And that couldn't be covered up. So with
I'm
that
not
being
disagreeing
said,
with you.
Those ain't for the record. It ain't 4 touchdowns either.
And numbers is a lot to everybody, not to me. Eyeballs. Whether you want to go regular season, the way Brock Purdy finished the regular season in the last 2 games wasn't really impressive. All right, 4 picks versus Baltimore, had a decent game against the Commanders, and then you watch him against the Green Bay Packers. With my eyeballs, he ain't playing the game at a high level right now. With my eyeballs, the reason why I take Jared Goff is because Jared Goff is playing this game at a higher level right now as we speak and sit on this desk, whether you want to talk regular season or postseason over these last couple games, better than Brock Purdy. And if you asking me who I want, who I'm more confident in is Jared Goff, strictly with my eyeballs of how these 2 quarterbacks are playing at this time as we sit here on this desk right now.
That's fair. Like, I'm not to say it's Jared Goff. I don't think it's asinine. Like, I think that's a perfectly fine answer. I also am factoring in who you're going against. But I also think, like, and Joy, you've brought this up, and I think you brought it up very eloquently. When I was playing the game, I can't speak for you, Shady. I can't speak for you, James Jones. But when I was playing the game, I always said to myself, I have to be better than the opposing linebacker.
Yeah.
Like, I know I was going against their offense, but I really wasn't going against their offense. I knew I had to be better than the opposing linebacker. If they force a fumble, we got to go force a fumble. If they get a pick 6, we got to go get 2 pick 6s. When I was on special teams, they return a kick to the crib, I got to go return a kick to the crib. To me, I'm looking at, is Brock going to outplay Goff? Yeah. All things considered.
Philosophically speaking, yes, to what you just said. But in actuality, no. Because they don't play each other. Brock Purdy plays the Lions defense. Jared Goff plays the Niners defense. That's why James just said, when you put those statistics up of him outplaying the other team's quarterback, like, yeah, he might. Like, he outplayed the Browns quarterback. But, right? But what happened in that game?
Didn't play great.
But what happened in that game?
Lost.
They lost.
Field goal.
So because he was going up against the Browns defense. And the field goal sounds good, but as soon as we start getting into that, we got to go back into the game. Well, did he duck throw that throw? Did he overthrow that player? Like, maybe that play is the reason why they lost, and not because they put the field goal kicker in the position to make or break the field goal to win or lose the game. Everything matters. That's why when teams lose, they don't say, oh, it's this player's fault. It's all of our fault. I missed this play. I missed this tackle. I called a bad play on that call. It's not one particular player's fault, even if it does come down to the very end. That's why we talk about somebody playing well or not playing well.
Here's my question for y'all. My question for y'all is this. Because we all watch the games. Y'all haven't seen Brock Purdy get outplayed often either. I'm not even just talking stats. I'm talking about eyeballs, too. Y'all haven't, I don't know, like, because it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, given the fact, Shady, that I know you haven't seen him get outplayed often. Roy, I know you haven't seen him get outplayed often. James, I know you haven't seen him get outplayed often. So why do you now think that Jared Goff, not Patrick Mahomes, not Josh Allen, not Lamar Jackson, not Joe Burrow, that Jared Goff will outplay a person who you don't even see get outplayed often? Like, I'm genuinely curious. I ain't got no animosity. I'm just curious.
Go ahead, Shady.
I mean, I just feel like it's like you're ignoring what happened last game because he in the regular season he plays well. Is that what it is?
No, I'm counting what happened last game, but he still outplayed Love. So because the thing for me with last game, it's like, Shady, and I love track and field. It's my first love of all sports. When I look at a track time, if I look that Usain Bolt ran at a 10.5 second in the 100. Now, mind you, world record, I think, is 9.56. I'm like, oh, that was gross. But I have to add context. Oh, the weather was bad. So if I see that James Jones ran a 9.9 and Usain Bolt ran a 10.5, oh, James ran with the tailwind, Usain Bolt ran in bad weather. Oh, but Usain Bolt still won? Okay, bet. Jared Goff played last game, I think it was in a dome. I think he played at home. Yeah. So I'm not factoring Brock Purdy playing in a game where he started with a glove, took a glove off, because if you watch the plays, I'm seeing he outplayed Jordan Love. So all that matters is he better than Jordan Love? And he was. So can he be better than Jared Goff? I'm saying yes.
And that's what's, I think that's, I ain't going to speak for everybody up here, but that's what frustrates me most about this Brock Purdy conversation. Because Brock Purdy can go out there and play a football game and not have to take none of these chances because of how good the defense is, right? That's why a lot of these plays, that's why a lot of these plays, the football is getting thrown behind the line of scrimmage, right? He knows, I don't just got to make them mistakes. My defense will bail me out, right? It's just like saying Trent Dilfer, when Ray Lewis and them had all that big-time defense, he outplayed some quarterbacks. Just that defense was like that.
You're conflating two things.
No, but I'm not putting it like that. But that's where you're going because it's not Brock Purdy out there playing defensive back, stopping these other quarterbacks. It's this Niners defense. So even if he goes out there and he doesn't turn the ball over, like you're saying, he outplayed Jordan Love. Sure, you can say he outplayed Jordan Love. With your own eyeballs, he didn't.
He did. But this is where we have philosophical differences. As a defense, if you throw 2 picks, you played worse than the person who threw no picks. If you're a wide receiver, I won't argue. Like, if your philosophy says that Jordan Love outplayed him, that's fine. My philosophy says the quarterback who didn't turn the ball over played better. But I play defense, so I don't like turnovers.
Are you not boiling? You're just boiling down to the statistics of the turnovers. Like, I don't ignore the turnovers. Like, Jordan Love threw the turnover to lose the game. Like, but that's cool. It sounds good. But you also watched Brock Purdy play that game.
Yes.
And not be good. You watched him throw the ball into the ground. You watched him overthrow players.
Over and over again.
Over and over again. So and again, this isn't meant to bash Brock Purdy.
It's not. It's the truth.
It's just like, I think that this is where the conversation has got with Brock Purdy because we, all guilty, do this thing where we compare quarterback versus quarterback. And in reality, the way the game is played, that's not a black and white comparison.
Who played better, Brock Purdy or Jordan Love?
I think they played the same. I think they played the same because I think Jordan Love turned the ball over twice, and I think Brock Purdy was bad for most of the game, and they ended up winning.
I don't think anybody plays the same. I think it's a cop-out. Like, you think they played the exact same?
I think Brock Purdy was bad throughout the game, and he won. Therefore, he gets the nod. So therefore, he was that much better because he won. And in this point in the season, that's all that matters.
So Brock played better.
Now,
sure.
And you say Brock played worse. Who played better?
See, this is the whole argument, though, right?
Why are you dodging questions?
I'm going to answer it. Okay, I'm going to answer how I want to answer it, though, right? So when I look at the game, right, because your man played bad, real bad, right? And you talking about stats, right? Now, I'm a dude, I like eyeballs.
I saw the picks. I didn't read about the picks. I saw them with my eyes.
Okay, so when I
saw them.
Right. When I look at the game, I watched the Packers. So I watched the Packers drop 3 picks, right? That happened. So I'm like,
it did drop 3 also.
2, 3. I lost. It was a lot.
2 easy ones.
I was trying to. So 2, 3 picks, that counts to me. Even if they dropped it, that counts to me. So when you ask me who played better, I'm going to say Brock played better because they won the game. Oh, they won the game. But if you ask me, though, like
did he play well?
Eyeball for eyeball, I mean, it's close.
I agree.
It's close. Because the reason why it's close, because I feel like Brock played worse, but they won the game. Yeah. And in football, all that matters is a win.
The crazy thing is, this sounds like I don't even disagree. It is close. It is close. You could say Love played better. But if Jordan Love didn't throw that pick at the end of the game, we're having a different conversation. But they probably would have won.
So what it is really is that
there's a lot of stuff that happened.
What it is really also, aside from the kick, is that Green Bay's defense did not play against Brock Purdy as well as San Francisco's defense played against Jordan Love. Because
say that again?
You keep talking about these drop picks.
Yeah.
If the Green Bay defense did their job, we're not talking about Brock Purdy. Jordan Love is behind.
That's where I say
he know that.
And so that's why when we say this player outplayed this player, Well, were the defenses equal? If the defenses are ranked 14th and 15th in the league and play exactly the same, and this quarterback balls out and this quarterback doesn't ball out, then we can say that. But you're talking about San Francisco's defense, and this is why the MVP conversation was so heated all season long, and this is why the conversation keeps going to everyone's hating on Brock Purdy. But it's like we just want to put Brock Purdy over here like there's no nuance.
No, I just think we're doing a lot of contorting. I think we're doing a lot of contorting rather than just saying Brock played better. And it's not like Brock played great. I don't think he played great. But Jordan Love threw a pick to end the game. Sure. But ignore that pick. Let's not even talk about that pick. The Packers had the ball to some degree put the game away because the Niners offense wasn't playing great. And Jordan Love threw another bad pick to Dre Greenlaw that gave the Niners 3 points. I didn't read about the picks, family. I watched them. Then I watched them again on my iPad. Then I watched them in the all-22 end zone version, then the sideline version, then the coach's view. So with my eyes, Jordan Love played worse. I think Purdy will play better. James, final thought.
Sure. I mean, with your eyes, he played better because of the 2 picks. But it's crazy that we even sitting up here saying it's close and Jordan Love threw 2 picks. Because even me, I think Jordan Love played better. But you think it's close and you think it's close, and Jordan Love threw 2 picks. So I think that says who plays better, who played better, in my humble opinion. We're giving all this credit to Brock Purdy. Let's go to break. I'm
with you, but I can't look past that. He won the game.
He did.
He won
right?
the game.
I watched Court play bad all game, and then they win it. So I got to give him that credit. But all I'm saying is that them dudes, they dropped 2-3 picks.
They did. I seen it.
And he was throwing balls everywhere, up top, down low. It was everything. It was
They
bad.
dropped picks. So woulda, coulda, shoulda.
So the Packers defense was not as good as the Niners defense. This really should be a defense conversation.
Brock Purdy threw less catchable picks.
So really quick, because last week.
Less catchable picks.
Oh, that's wow.
If we contorting,
So you watched the all-22, and that one he threw to Savage was less catchable.
less catchable.
That's he dropped
that other one.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.